What is going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another Bring the Juice Colts podcast live stream. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Angie, good to see you. Zero Chill, how's it going? Thank you guys for tuning in today. Hope you all are having a fantastic Friday evening. It's the weekend. We're here. It's not the weekend for me yet, though. I have to work tomorrow, but nonetheless, I'm still here with you guys. So appreciate everybody tuning in. We're here, guys, just talking about NFL free agency. There's going to be a lot. We have a lot to discuss. I'm hoping that I can potentially get someone on here to chat with me about some things going on. But I do appreciate everybody tuning in right now. Please, regardless of where you're watching, whether that's on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube, please like the stream either on the social media site you're watching it on or like it on YouTube. It helps it get out to more people. So I greatly appreciate that. And again, shout out to all of you guys. Be sure to comment in the comment section too if there's anybody that you would like to talk about, if there's particular topics you want to discuss. I'm going to be here for about an hour. So, being able to get what I can. Angie, I've tried Horseshoe Huddle. Drake, I don't know if he's going to be able to join or not. Drake it never got back to me. I did try to message him, but I haven't heard anything from him. I could reach out to Andrew, but Andrew's probably busy. So it is what it is. But be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. We just passed 18,000 subscribers on YouTube just a few days ago. So greatly appreciate you guys helping us achieve that goal. We've been trying to hit 18,000 for like a long freaking time. So I mean, it definitely was it was definitely something that I needed help with for sure. Yeah, give me 1 second here. All right. But yeah, I'll ask Zach, but appreciate the 140 people watching right now, guys. Be sure to like the stream, guys. Be sure to comment. Be sure to subscribe. All that great stuff. Let's keep this pushing. But guys, NFL free agency only 5 days away now. Yeah, pretty much Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday is the official start of NFL free agency. Now remember, on Monday is when we get legal tampering to come back. So legal tampering will start at the beginning of this next week. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys will be tuning in for everything. Hold on. I was like, okay, there we go. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. And I'm super excited for this. I'm super excited for free agency this year, man. I have a strong feeling. I know we've said this in the past. I know Colts fans every year, always say the same thing. This is the year that Chris Ballard is going to finally do something, right? And it never really happens. It never happens to a huge degree. But now, because of the circumstances that you have within this building, with having all this extra cap, with having a big market in cornerback, safety, a few other positions as well, that you can now afford to be more aggressive with some of these things now. And that's why I feel that Ballard is looking to try to do a few different moves this time around. And then, of course, with Anthony Richardson now, the Colts have confidence in this guy to be able to build this team up to what they think it can become. So you're looking at that and you're saying, let's bring all these guys in that we know can do something. But shout out to everybody in here, guys. Again, be sure to keep liking the stream, guys. It helps to get out to more people. Be sure to comment. Be sure to subscribe. Thank you to everybody who's tuning in. John Hendricks, we should really target Hassan Reddick or CJ Gardner-Johnson or both. That's if Reddick wants to leave the Eagles. Apparently, all the earlier reports were false that he was looking to get out of Philly. And as far as CJ Gardner-Johnson, I don't know. Very interesting. Derek, off topic, but rip to Kira Toriyama. Yep. Rip Toriyama, man. Creator of Dragon Ball. I heard that news last night. Texted my friends this morning about it. We're all big Dragon Ball fans. I've become a Dragon Ball fan over the last several years. And, it's become a huge thing. So, yeah, I appreciate you, Yim, for saying that. Thank you very much. Yeah, Rip Toriyama, man. Beloved creator. And I'm sure that there's a few people here in this chat that have probably watched Dragon Ball. And that definitely is a sad day knowing that Toriyama will no longer be creating Dragon Ball content, and he lived a great life. And just gave joy to a lot of people. But I know Dragon Ball's in good hands, but hey, yeah, Rip Toriyama, man. Yeah, I understand. Appreciate that, Yem. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Diehard DBZ fan from day one. Hey, love it. Definitely was a legend. Dragon Ball Z waking up in the Orleans. Yeah, you guys are right. You're absolutely right. But yeah, going back to what I was saying earlier about about with Ballard now is you have the right coach. What's up, Josh? You have the right coach. You have a good quarterback that we think could become elite if he stays healthy. So now you're sitting here and you're saying, let's go and build this roster. Let's go and do something now because before you didn't have as much confidence. You didn't really know if things were really going to start panning out, but now you sit here and you tell yourself, this can work. This can work. There is plenty of things to happen that gives you the confidence that if we throw our cap in there, then good things could happen. Honestly. And there's so many good players in this free agency class, man. So many good or really good players. I mean, what free agent positions concern you the most, and which do you think should be filled first? As far as like concerning positions, I'm not wanting to go wide receiver or anything in this free agency class. If anything, I'm going defense. 100% going defense. Your secondary is so young, and you need veterans, and you don't even really need like old veterans. You just need guys who have been in the NFL for a few years that get it. But shout out to 210 people watching right now, guys. Be sure to like the stream. Be sure to comment. Be sure to subscribe. All that great stuff. Thank you, guys, so much for tuning into this stream. But looking at just overall what the secondary situation is looking like, I mean, just looking at the safeties. I mean, let me just paint this picture here for you guys. Okay, so I don't care for Jamal Adams. I don't. And he was the highest paid safety in 2023. I'm not with it. But Justin Simmons, who is he is 30 years old. Why did YouTube send me here? What's up, Brandon? But Justin Simmons, yes, he was paid a lot of money in the last few years. But you have a situation now where Justin Simmons, even if he's 30 years old now, just has so many options for you to be able to just sit there and go, wow, I mean, this is absolutely insane. He was so productive in 2023. He's been an all-pro the last couple years, so I'm not even worried about it. And his market value is going to go down because guys, I don't know if you've been seeing the safety market, like a few of the guys who have been getting paid, like a few of these guys are getting paid like $3 or $4 million. And it's not like backup safeties. It's like guys that can start. And like they're not elite safeties, yes, but I mean, but they also are guys that can start. And they're getting paid like $3 or $4 million. This is, I mean, guys, this safety market is insane. I mean, looking at this, right? Justin Simmons, Buda Baker, Eddie Jackson, Quandre Diggs, Kevin Byard, Rayshawn Jenkins, Tracy Walker, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Jordan Whitehead, and Jaron Curse, Jalen Mills, Darnell Savage, Mike Edwards. Let me keep going down this list. Keanu Neal, Xavier McKinney, Terrell Edmonds, Deshaun Elliott, Geno Stone, Justin Evans, PJ Locke, Jeremy Chin, Ryan Neal, Ashton Davis, Adrian Amos. Obviously, Julian Blackmon is a free agent, right? We're trying to bring him back. Jonathan Owens, Jordan Fuller. I mean, that's not even all of them. That's just a bunch of the guys that I'm thinking of that I would want that are there. There's guys, and a lot of these guys, and most of the names that I just named are under the age of 30. A lot of them are barely above the age of Julian Blackmon. Half of them are the same age as Julian Blackmon. So, I mean, this is just, there's such a deep class. And, I mean, you could go with the different options with, you know, Micah Hyde, I don't want to deal with it because he's just injury prone. Jordan Poyer, he's just injury prone a little bit, and he's just older. But, and then Chuck Clark's another one. I mean, there's just so many options. I mean, that is why I said that in other videos that it would be a crime if Chris Ballard does not take part in getting this and tapping into this safety market. I mean, in what universe would you have that issue with? And as far as the Julian Blackmon thing, Blackmon has had less problems staying healthy than quite a few of these other guys, to be honest with you. I mean, just looking at this last year, I mean, yes, in 2021, did not play in, in 2021, did not play for double-digit games, but he has played in 14 or 15 games every single season over every other season. Sure, it's not full-length seasons, but he has been around, and he hasn't been out of the field for very long. So you're saying you want a safety. Bro, yes. Please, Lord in heaven, please allow the Indianapolis Colts to tap into this safety market and become an elite secondary once again. Please allow us to be able to tap into this young safety market. Guys, I'm telling you right now, I'm all aboard the Xavier McKinney train. I'll be completely honest with you. If Indianapolis can bring back Julian Blackmon and bring in Xavier McKinney, oh, dude. Paul Wilson with a $10 super chat. Breadsticks for my guys. Bro, thank you, Paul Wilson. I greatly appreciate you, my guy. Loyal member of this channel. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for being a part of this community. I'm telling you what, man, I'm holding off on the breadsticks a lot more now. I'm starting to lose weight, and hence why I have about 3 or 4 different waters around me. So I'm just drinking water. But I appreciate that, man. Thank you so very much. But I mean, look, guys, the safety market, I am so, You better use that 10 on price sticks, Derek. Bro. But if Ballard does not get a safety in this safety market, I'm gonna be so pissed. I mean, I'm telling you right now, I would be so mad. And then I appreciate that, Paul. Thank you. I'll tell you what though, the corner market, I wouldn't even be mad if Ballard wanted to tap into this also. There's a lot of great players here. Shout out to 260 people watching, guys. Be sure to like this stream. Be sure to comment. Be sure to subscribe. All that great stuff. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Greatly appreciated. Guys, we're talking NFL free agency, only a few days away. 3 days until legal tampering starts, which teams are allowed to start talking with players and are allowed to discuss deals. Now, remember, those deals cannot be approved until after 4 p.m. on Wednesday afternoon. So it will definitely be interesting. Gotta stop giving up so many points, ranked 28th last year. Yeah, I mean, we gotta definitely be better next year on defense for sure. We want to try to make this thing as easy for Anthony Richardson as possible. And you know the best way to do that? Make sure teams don't score points. And if we don't allow teams to score points, that allows for Anthony Richardson to have more time to score points. I'm wondering if we get Zach Moss back. Seems like there are plenty of running backs on the market. It's very plausible. And I'll tell you what, I mean, I'll look at the running back market right now while we're on here, and then we can go back to the corner ones. But I mean, just look at some of the free agent running backs, right? You got Derrick Henry, you got Josh Jacobs, you have Saquon Barkley, you have Tony Pollard, you have Austin Eckler, you have Cordell Patterson, Gus Edwards, Ezekiel Elliott, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, DeAndre Swift, Cam Akers, J.K. Dobbins is going to be a free agent now. You know, so, and A.J. Dillon's going to be one. So there is an extremely top-heavy running back market out there. So, I mean, it's very plausible that Zach Moss has to temper his expectations because we already know what the market's like for running backs out there, right? We already know. Jonathan Taylor, one of the best running backs in the NFL, just got a $14 million per year contract. That 3 year, $42 million. Joe Mixon. Yeah, Joe Mixon's also one. So it's one of those situations where we already know the market's bad, but then there's 7 or 8 like high caliber guys that are going to get potential new teams or get re-signed one way or the other. So I mean, this is a lot. And so Zach Moss would be, I don't think there's a situation where he gets brought in outside of that. And I'll tell you what, I just think that for Zach Moss, I think that it would just be best if he came back. If he came back for like $2 or $3 million, like, fine. Like, come on, bro. Come back. Like, come back. Be the second running back behind Jonathan Taylor. You know you're not going to – if you're going to get a starting job somewhere, you're not going to get a lot more money than that. You might double your contract. Maybe. That's best. Maybe. But then you're going to play for a crappy team, most likely, that don't need you. Or you're just going to get ran down. Like, come here, come back to Indy, make a few million, come in, be a part of a system that knows how to use running backs in multitudes of different ways. So that would be a tremendously smart opportunity for Zach Moss. Guys, we're close to 300 people watching this stream right now, guys. Be sure to like the stream. Be sure to comment. Be sure to subscribe. All that great stuff. Thank you guys for tuning in right now. Almost 300 people. Keep liking the stream, guys. Any O lineman in free agency or draft that you like? I'll be honest. I have spent the least amount of time looking at free agency and draft with offensive linemen. Probably the fewest. If it were me, if there's any free agent, or not free agent, any draft offensive lineman that I would take, give me Zach Zinter out of Michigan. I would love that. Zach Zinter out of Michigan would be a great one for me. Think we'll draft any free agents that you mentioned? I hope so. Brian Thomas Jr., thoughts? Also, do you like Xavier McKinney or Chin? I will answer the second question first. I like both of them. And the great part is Xavier McKinney is a proven commodity. The dude is insane. That dude is insane. He has played so great coming into the NFL. He is really good. Like, honestly, could be marked out as one of the best safeties in the National Football League. Now, the thing is, that price tag is going to be there, right? Of course, we know that. But the good thing you could also do with a guy like Jeremy Chin, who's going to cost you less money, but he also knows how to play in the system. He's a very underrated player. I think he's really good. Both of those guys could work. Just one, you're taking more of the potential argument for less money versus the other one that you know is elite, but it's gonna cost you a pretty penny, which I'm fine with because I'm wanting that to be a thing. I want to spend money for some people that we know are going to come in here and be productive from the get-go. And shout out to 300 people watching right now, guys. Be sure to like this stream. Be sure to comment. Be sure to subscribe. All that great stuff. Thank you to everyone tuning in from every different platform, whether that's Facebook, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, and YouTube. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Ballard does like safeties and corners. Dude, he knows. And I would argue that the corner / safety position has been one of the stronger positions that Ballard has been able to hit on, both from free agency and from the draft. He's gotten some very quality people in the secondary. Just the only thing is, a lot of them are young now, and a lot of those free agents are gone now because they're moving on to bigger and better things, which is fine. I totally get that. And going back, Tyrone, to your question on Brian Thomas Jr., obviously a tremendous athlete. I mean, he is a phenomenal athlete, and I totally did not expect him to test the way that he did. Running in the mid 4.3s, being 6'2", 6'3", and being the size that he is to be that athletic. That's really insane. But I think it'd be interesting. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about him. I see the arguments on the both sides of people that he's not great at creating separation and success from his routes, but at the same time, he has all the intangibles to be able to do that. It's just a matter of whether or not he can. I really want Simmons would be the perfect veteran leader for the secondary. Dude, I'm telling you, yeah. He's legit, man. He's legit. And he's older, but I mean, he could play another 2-3 years easy in this system and still play at a really good level. And if you add Julian Blackmon as well, then that's great. Fantastic. You got two really good safeties. And that's a great thing for an NFL defense. Stock is going to have a big influence on Ballard doing this. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see what happens, man. Going over the cornerback room here real quick, guys. I'll tell you what, is there any corners in this free agency class that anyone in here likes that would be interested to see if Ballard could make a move on? Because we talk about the safety room. We talk about the safety room a lot. We're going to continue to do that and some other positions. But going over the corner room, what do you guys think? You're on target with what we need. If the Colts want to stop CJ Stroud, we have to have a lockdown secondary. Yes, sir, Paul. Absolutely. And you know what? I'm going to tweet that. I'm going to tweet that here later on. So yep, absolutely, man. Love it, guys. Love it. Okay, so Kendall Fuller. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I was looking at a couple of names here. Darius Williams. Could be an interesting one there. Again, older, but very productive this last year. Kendall Fuller is another one for sure that I've seen you guys talking about. Obviously, if you're thinking about bringing Kenny Moore back, that'd be another thing. CJ Henderson, I wouldn't mind giving another contract to potentially. Steven Nelson's an interesting one. He's a little bit older though. Jordan Lewis out of Dallas could be a very interesting one there. Isaiah Oliver could definitely be an interesting one. Troy, or not even Troy Hill. Any others, guys? What's up, Smoke? How you doing, man? Xavier Howard, Tre'Davious White, or too injury prone? Xavier Howard could be an interesting one for me. Let me actually look him up here, and then I can chat with you guys about him. Give me 1 second. So, you know, and for me, Xavier Howard's is not injury prone. I mean, it's one of those things where, I mean, he played in 16 games in 2020 and 2021, played 15 games in 2022, played in 13 games this last year, but I know that his age he's up there in age now, but he 100% could be you know, a guy that you could bring in and he would immediately be a great player for you. I would much rather him over Tre'Davious White. And I know the contract is going to be insane, but I'm in no way, shape, or form am I getting Tre'Davious White. Y'all can miss me with that. Awuzie? Yeah, that's another name that I've been hearing Cody talk about so much over the last few days has definitely been him. So Awuzie could be an interesting one. Good point with Brian Thomas. I think he's absolutely capable of being able to of a full route tree guy, but I don't know if he was asked very much at LSU. Yeah, I mean, like one of those things. I don't know if he was ever asked to do that much because Malik Neighbors is just insane. Jeff Okudah. I don't know, man. I can't get behind Jeff Okudah. And I'm an Ohio State guy. I don't know if I'm up with Jeff Okudah, honestly. Throw Snead on Nico and forget it. Ballard make it happen. Pay slightly more than Jalen. I don't care. Only 6 guys making over 10 mil. Make it happen. Oh, yeah, that's another one that I didn't even mention. Yes. L'Jarius Sneed, another one. The guy that Indianapolis has been linked to apparently for a very long time. Apparently, they've been going at it. Eddie Jackson, that's another. It's an interesting one. I don't know if he's worth the I don't think he's worth the contract, to be honest with you. But L'Jarius Sneed, man, that one could be interesting, man. I've been hearing it that the second rounder would be enough to get him in, or picks that could accumulate as either being worth a high second or a late first. So listen, I'm down for that. I would be down for that, dude. Like, I'd be so down. I mean, dude, L'Jarius Sneed in this defense, whoo-wee, man, that would be sweet. Now, I will say, I have a little bit more faith in the cornerback room going forward as I do the safety room. Mainly because I believe in Juju Brents. I do believe Juju Brents is going to be a great player for us going forward. I also believe that in Dallas Flowers. I know a lot of people don't, but Dallas Flowers is your average NFL corner. And I'm not terrified of that. But obviously, when you're talking about it, L'Jarius Sneed is a guy that, is older, but he's just so much better, I would say. And I would hate to do that to Dallas Flowers, but I would, but L'Jarius Sneed would be insane. And if you imagine if you could bring him back and Kenny, Juju Brents, and then L'Jarius Sneed and Kenny Moore. Good luck to NFL wide receivers, bro. Good luck. Seriously. You see EJ's speed reaction to CJ Stroud and Tank being compared to Luck and TY. I didn't see his reaction, no. Shout out to 360 people watching across all different platforms right now, guys. Be sure to like the stream, please. It helps it get out to more people, helps the algorithm. And be sure to comment as well. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Just hit over 18,000 subscribers, guys, just a few days ago. So we greatly appreciate your help if you would help us with that. Agreed. Second and third years for NFL corners is when you know what you have. Exactly. So, and then Jalen Jones is trying to figure his thing out, which if Jalen Jones would be one of your backup corners, I'd love that. I would love the idea of Dallas Flowers and Jalen Jones being the backup corners for us this next year. I think that'd be phenomenal. Sneed's market value is a 4-year, $65 million. He's going to get more than that. Oh, 100%. 100%. He is going to get a very similar contract to Jalen Johnson. I'd say maybe he's going to get very similar because even though he's a little older than Jalen Johnson, he's been just as valuable for his situation as anyone else. I mean, he's had at least 2 interceptions every single year of his career. And besides his rookie year, he's played in 15 plus games every single year. So he's been great. And he just turned 27. He turns 28 at the beginning of next year. So, I mean, that would be perfect. That'd be perfect. If you could get this guy for $18 million and you have to give up a second rounder, please. Chris Ballard, I beg of you. Bring this man to Indy. Well, who are you guys thinking about? Who are you guys thinking about in free agency right now? Get a petition going. The need for Sneed. I'm gonna put that out too. The need. A second. Amy, I appreciate it. Jeremy Chin, him with a resigned Blackman and Kenny would be fun. Oh yeah, I mean Jeremy Chin. I mean, remember guys, him and Julian Blackman were battling it out for defensive rookie of the year when they were rookies. I mean, that was a fun time. Dallas, Ezekiel, and Juju. You see Ursay's comments to Chap about Marvin Harrison Jr. and what's your thoughts? of course he would say that because Marvin Harrison is his guy. I mean, Marvin Harrison is a legend in Colts Nation. I mean, why wouldn't you want to get his son in there to help continue the legacy? And, you know, Marvin Harrison Jr. is elite. I mean, why not? It's going to take Dallas a while to overcome that injury. I mean, guys, he's already out there running. I mean, he's out there running almost full sprints. I mean, it's not going to take him that much longer. He's almost back. I mean, he's got a little bit more to go, but him and Ashton Doolin, I mean, they've been getting it going, man. They're coming back strong. Oh, Ballard doesn't let the Texans take Brian Thomas Jr. The problem is, guys, is every team we hate is going to want to get a wide receiver that we want, right? I mean, it's just an unfortunate reality that Dallas is dunking. Yeah, literally, he's jumping off of that thing, man. I mean, it's insane. Safety, bring Julian Black and pair him with a very good partner, whether that's McKinney or Simmons. Bunch of good players I'd love to pair him with. Vet corner and a bendy and L'Jarius Sneed or a bendy speed rusher. Oh man, there's just so many good free agents, man. Especially in that secondary, dude. I'm so excited. My only concern is when I start seeing all these names go off, I'm going to start feeling the same way I always do, which is like, come on, Ballard, make a move. Like, come on. Like, you know, it's one of those situations, you know, like there's so many moves that you can be making, you know. I just don't want average or good anymore. Yeah, I totally understand, Zero Chill. Like, this is the year to go and get the really good players or the elite players. There's very few elite guys out there on these lists, but there's really, really good players out there. Next week is going to be fun. Oh, yeah, the next few weeks is going to be fun, man. And then we got, a month and a half until we get to the draft. So, I mean, we got a lot of this working, man. But who else do you guys want to talk about? Who's someone else on your guys' list that you guys are really looking at? We got 370 people in here right now. This is insane. And the crazy part is only 106 of you are watching on YouTube, which is absolutely insane. The other 260 of you are watching across all different other platforms, and it's mainly on Twitter right now. So Appreciate everybody tuning in. Angie, I disagree with you. Difference makers like JT, not good, great, elite. Hey, I agree. 100% agree with you there. 100% agree. Backup QB. Well, as far as like QB options for this year, I'll tell you what, I would love the idea of bringing Tyrod Taylor in. But Jim Irsay wants Colts to get Marvin Harrison. Of course he does. Why not? But I have been a huge proponent of Indianapolis bringing in a rookie in the draft to be the next backup quarterback for Indy. And the main one that I've been talking about is Joe Milton out of Tennessee. Now I get conflicting feelings about that point. I hear a lot of the people, they say he's inexperienced, he's too much of a gunslinger, he doesn't have great mechanics, he's just not going to be good enough. But I would say that he definitely, that cannon of an arm is one thing. He's just that perfect prototypical same Anthony Richardson guy with just not as much athleticism, but he could really fit in a Shane Steichen offense. I really think he could, honestly. Bo Nix, if he falls in the third, I honestly don't even think he's going to fall to the third, dude. Ryan Williams, if he's undrafted. Hey, thoughts on Josh Oos as a pure pass rusher? No, I'm very against Indy getting an edge rusher in the draft unless you're getting one early. I think that there's, and you know what? That actually brings up a really great point, because I actually had a couple of guys in this market that I actually am okay with. Like, when I look at the best couple guys left here, right? Daniel Hunter and Bryce Huff, for me, is one of the best things that I look at when it comes to edge guys that are out there right now. I think that they would end up being great options, because Daniel Hunter is an insane pass rusher. Only problem is, it's going to cost a lot, so that makes it more difficult. And Bryce Huff had 10 sacks this last year, but only played on 42% of the snaps. So there's that. Didn't the Colts set a franchise record for sacks last season? Yes, and that's the same argument I get from everyone that says the same thing. That why do the Colts need to go and get an edge rusher if they just set a franchise record in sacks? Well, I'll tell you why, because yes, you set the franchise record for most sacks in a single season from a unit, but at the same time, when you look at it and you say, how often were they getting to the quarterback? They were 21st in total pressures. So yes, they had the sack numbers to back up their talk, but consistently, they weren't getting to the quarterback. Consistently, they weren't. And that's the problem, is you don't have anyone specifically set to be able to do that. You don't have anyone that can take over on third down and just say, like, in any situation, this guy could literally take over. So it's a stat that is way overblown. Your sack number can be great, and I love sacks. Everyone loves sacks in the NFL, but the problem is that's not everything. Sacks are not everything. you getting a good pressure on the quarterback consistently is pretty much as good as whatever sacks you can get. If you can pressure the quarterback on over 25% of his dropbacks, if you can pressure the quarterback on 30% of the dropbacks, and at the same time be able to get good sack numbers, then we'd be fine. How often do we blitz is my question. Yes, and you're absolutely right. That is the thing where in this system, if Gus Bradley is going to be the DC here at Indianapolis for the remainder of for the future, and this is the scheme that we run where we're not blitzing guys on a very consistent basis, then you have to get more out of your front four. You have to. If you're going to be at the bottom, the very, very bottom, and I'm not just talking like at 20 or 21 or something like that, you are in the bottom 3 in pressures. I don't even think we're the bottom 3rd. I think we're second or last, dead last, in resulting in blitzes. Because that's not the issue, because that's not the scheme that the defenses ran through. They don't run blitzes. This defense is predicated on the front 4 getting consistent pressure in order to allow this secondary to figure things out. So if you don't have a front 4 that can consistently get pressure on the quarterback, then you're going to struggle. It doesn't matter how great of a secondary you have. We could go and get Xavier McKinney. We could go and get L'Jarius Sneed. We could get both those guys, and then our secondary would be great. Our secondary would be great with those moves. But then, if you don't make any changes to your defensive line, and you finish 21st in total pressures once again this next year, then yes, your defense will get better. But it could have been so much better if you had fixed the defensive line issue, or if you could figure out a way to generate more blitzes, or figure out a way to try to get quarterbacks to be feeling pressure. And that's the issue you have with the defense, is that you have a young secondary that's missing veteran leadership outside of Kenny Moore. And you have a defensive line group that it's good, but it's not great. It's not elite, not even close. So yes, you're one of the top 5 sacks in all of the NFL last year. But overall, consistency-wise, you're way at the bottom. And that's going to be the problem, is if you cannot consistently get pressure on the quarterback with that front 4, or create in any simple way that your secondary, regardless of how great you make it, is just not going to work with the scheme that you run. So there's a path to this. And the problem is, and the only reason why I don't think that Indy's going to do anything from the edge market, there's a couple different reasons. One, there's very few options that actually makes you think this could actually get better. Because granted, you did have Samson Ebukam, who was a half sack away from a double-digit sack season. Kwity Paye had 8 sacks this last year. Same with Dio Adegbo. And DeForest Buckner, same way. So you had a lot of guys there that, I mean, we all know, do you like Chris Jones? He didn't just sign another contract with them. Of course I love Chris Jones, but there's no way we're going to pay Chris Jones with the fact that we're already paying DeForest Buckner the money that we are. But, I mean, looking at the defensive line right now, you have 4 or 5 guys. You have 5 guys One of them's elite. One of them's elite at stopping the run, but not at stopping or not getting pressure at the quarterback. And then you have three other guys that are really good or are good, and one that you think in Samson Mabukum that could become great, and Dio Dengbo, who I think might become great, but that's a lot of ifs. That's a lot of mights. So, I mean, when you look at it, does Charlie Partridge coming in, the new defensive line coach coming in, make this unit better? Does it make the unit better? Do they get better with their gap responsibilities and being able to push together a great unit here? I'm just not sure. But there's a lot of uncertainty still as to how much higher can these guys get. And maybe that's why Indy isn't wanting to jump the gun yet, because there's opportunities for these guys to still get better. And again, it is so hard to get an edge guy right. It is so hard to get an edge guy right. It is virtually impossible to find a guy to be able to just get there and be elite. They only come around every so often. It's not like every single draft class there's one elite guy everywhere. That's not how that works. And a lot of times you can't draft them. You just have to hope that they become really, really well. So, Basil, what's up, man? I'm doing fine. Probably going to only be on here, guys, for just a little bit longer. Going to be working on going to be heading to a friend's house here soon. But again, I appreciate everybody tuning in during this stream tonight. Thank you guys so much. So, I mean, but guys, this is it for the defensive. Like, this is the free agent class if you're looking to improve your secondary. I mean, this is it. This is the one right here. I mean, you have so many safeties. You have so many corners and some edge guys, if you wanted to go that far, to make this team great. I mean, you have to do what you have to do. And again, shout out to everybody tuning in right now. Be sure to like the stream wherever you guys are watching. What do you think about Brandon Fisk? He's projected second round. I am not taking Brandon Fisk in the second round. I like Brandon Fisk, but I would not take him in the second round. I take him in the third. Was McDuffie number one corner or Snead? I would say Snead, but I mean they both had some really good moments. Grenard helps us and hurts Houston. I wouldn't mind it, but I mean, again, I doubt that he leaves Houston, to be honest. I think they'll re-sign Minshew. Oh, Lord, please no. Ballard says he's tired of losing, so hopefully he is aggressive. I hope so, man. I hope so. And you know what? We don't need to re-sign Grove. You just need to find a better defensive tackle than what you have right now. I wouldn't be opposed to moving Dio Adangbo to defensive tackle either. Matabuke got a bag tonight. Yes, he did, which means Christian Wilkins is going to get one too. Ricky Parcell, round 2 then. Get him and AR5 back together. No, I'm not taking Parcell in round 2. I think that there's other guys. There could be a couple guys that he might fall behind on. Yeah, there will be better options than Parcell for us in the second round. 100% agree. Renegade Gamer. Absolutely agree. All these dudes on Twitter saying pay Minshew a good deal crack me up. Bro, literally the same. I don't know why y'all want Minshew back. I think Hurricane gets even better next year. Hey, I hope so. Hurricane Dio needs to figure it out. Ballard is the reason why we ranked 21st. I mean, feel how you want to feel. That's not true, but okay. Have a good weekend, peeps. Hey, Paul, appreciate you, man. Thank you for being in here. Pearsall would be a great third round guy. I agree. If Bowers ain't there, 15 trade back. Hey, you never know. All right, guys. Well, I'm sorry to leave this stream on a high note right now, but I mean, we've gotten almost, I mean, can we hit 400 people in this stream before it gets up? We're close to 400 people. Everybody like the stream. Everybody comment. Be sure to subscribe, guys. I mean, please. Thank you. I mean, this is probably the best stream that we've had during this off season. I'm not joking. I mean, this is really awesome. I'm loving that we're seeing all these numbers here. Thank you to everybody who's tuning in wherever you're watching. AD Mitchell, hey. I'll like since you read in my comments. Appreciate you, man. You should run donation goal to stream longer when you do this, Derek. Hey, I mean, maybe I could start doing that. I don't have like a donation bar below, but maybe I could like maybe I could set something like in the maybe I could like put one of these banners up and do it. You never know. But hey, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream right here, guys. I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in to this stream. Greatly appreciated. Seriously. Thank you. I'm glad you guys tuned in on your Friday evenings to stay here and chat with me. I hope everybody here has a fantastic weekend. I hope all of you guys get everything that you need. And I hope that God is watching over all of you. And again, guys, free agency starts next week. We are here so close, man. Thank you to everybody tuning in. Leave a like on your way out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And as always, guys, go Colts.